In today's video, we will talk about CLF-C02 AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner exam prep and share free sample questions. Exam overview of CLF-C02 AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner exam. Who should take this exam? Content outline. 1. A company needs to run code in response to an event notification that occurs when objects are uploaded to an Amazon S3 bucket. Which AWS service will integrate directly with the event notification? A. AWS Lambda. B. Amazon EC2. C. Amazon Elastic Container Registry, Amazon ECR. D. AWS Elastic Beanstalk. 2. A company wants to centrally manage security policies and billing services within a multi-account AWS environment. Which AWS service should the company use to meet these requirements? A. AWS Identity and Access Management, IAM. B. AWS Organizations. C. AWS Resource Access Manager, AWS-RAM. D. AWS Config. 3. Which option is an advantage of AWS cloud computing that minimizes variable costs? A. High availability. B. Economies of scale. C. Global reach. D. Agility. 4. Which benefit is included with an AWS Enterprise Support Plan? A. AWS Partner Network, APN, support at no cost. B. Designated support from an AWS Technical Account Manager, TAM. C. On-site support from AWS engineers. D. AWS Managed Compliance as Code with AWS Config. 5. A company's IT team is managing MySQL database server clusters. The IT team has to patch the database and take backup snapshots of the data in the clusters. The company wants to move this workload to AWS so that these tasks will be completed automatically. What should the company do to meet these requirements? A. Deploy MySQL database server clusters on Amazon EC2 instances. B. Use Amazon RDS with a MySQL database. C. Use an AWS CloudForm Ion template to deploy MySQL database servers on Amazon EC2 instances. D. Migrate all the MySQL database data to Amazon S3. 6. Which AWS service or feature is used to troubleshoot network connectivity issues between Amazon EC2 instances? A. AWS Certificate Manager, ACM. B. Internet Gateway. C. VPC Flow Logs. D. AWS Cloud HSM. 7. A company is configuring its AWS cloud environment. The company's administrators need to group users together and apply permissions to the group. Which AWS service or feature can the company use to meet these requirements? A. AWS Organizations. B. Resource Groups. C. Resource Tagging. D. AWS Identity and Access Management, IAM. 8. Which task can an IAM user perform without AWS account root user credentials? A. Change to a different AWS support plan. B. Close an AWS account. C. View the AWS billing console. D. Activate access to the AWS billing console. 9. Which option is a shared responsibility between AWS and its customers under the AWS Shared Responsibility Model? A. Configuration of Amazon EC2 instance operating systems. B. Application file system server-side encryption. C. Patch management. D. Security of the physical infrastructure. 10. A company wants to test a new application. Which AWS principle will help the company test the application? A. Make long-term commitments in exchange for a cost discount. B. Scale up and down when needed without any long-term commitments. C. Have total control over the application infrastructure. D. Manage all of the maintenance tasks associated with the cloud. 11. Which action should a company take to improve security in its AWS account? A. Require multi-factor authentication, MFA, for privileged users. B. Remove the root user account. C. Create an access key for the AWS account root user. D. Create an access key for each privileged user. 12. A company stores data in an Amazon S3 bucket. Which task is the responsibility of AWS? A. Configure an S3 lifecycle policy. B. Activate S3 versioning. C. Configure S3 bucket policies. D. Protect the infrastructure that supports S3 storage. 13. Which AWS cloud design principle is a company using when the company implements AWS CloudTrail? A. Activate traceability. B. Use serverless compute architectures. C. Perform operations as code. D. Go global in minutes. 14. Which of the following is a customer responsibility according to the AWS Shared Responsibility Model? A. Apply security patches for Amazon S3 infrastructure devices. B. Provide physical security for AWS data centers. C. Install operating system updates on Lambda at Edge. D. Implement multi-factor authentication, MFA, for 1AM user accounts. 15. Which tasks or responsibilities of the customer, according to the AWS Shared Responsibility Model? Select 2. A. Secure the virtualization layer. B. Encrypt data and maintain data integrity. C. Patch the Amazon RDS operating system. D. Maintain identity and access management controls. E. Secure availability zones. Subscribe Seek Exams for more hot exams.